All right, we've picked our favorite color. I picked blue-green. I'm going to add cool blue. I'm going to add cool yellow, and warm blue. I'm going to be mixing warm blue and warm yellow first. I'm trying to figure out which blue-green is my favorite. Now I'm mixing cool blue and cool yellow. You'll be mixing your own color. It just needs to be a tertiary color. Now I'm mixing warm yellow and cool blue. And finally, cool yellow and warm blue. All right, now the complementary color of blue-green is red-orange. So I'm going to mix up all 4 combinations of red-orange. I think if I mark cool and warm on my plate, it'll help me remember which is which. I'm adding cool red and warm red, and also cool yellow and warm yellow. These are the colors that will make the red-orange. Now mixing cool red and cool yellow. I'm writing it on my board so I don't forget. Make sure to clean off your paintbrush each time, otherwise your colors will all end up looking the same. Now mixing warm red and warm yellow. Notice the colors are just slightly different. Mixing cool red and warm yellow is going to make a different hue. Next, I'm mixing cool yellow and warm red. This will make my final hue. All right, so you're going to pause the video here and you're going to make your own colors, 4 combinations of each, and you're going to pick your favorite of those combinations. After that, you're going to mix up a lot of paint of each of your favorite colors that you chose. we're going to be making a value scale of these colors. Now, I'm mixing up blue-green on one plate, and I'm mixing up red-orange on a totally separate plate. You can see how much paint I'm using here. We're going to be using this paint to paint our impossible shape, so we need quite a bit. All right, mix up blue-green, or whatever color you chose, using the ratios that you determined by the first experiments. Next, mix up your complementary color. In my case, that's red-orange, so I'm mixing mostly red and a little bit of yellow, just like I did in my experiments. All right, now I have both my complementary colors, and I'm going to add white to each plate. This will help me make my tints. So first I'm going to paint my hue right in the center, then add the complementary color to tone the color to a darker value. I'll add a little bit more of the complementary color to tone that color even darker. Adding more blue-green will tone the color more. And I'm going to do that one more time until I have the darkest value I can get without the color turning a brown or gray. Now here I'm just adding a second coat to each one because on your final drawing, your final painting, you will need to have a second coat. Next, we're going to be adding a little bit of white to our original hue, tinting that hue a lighter shade or a lighter value. So we're going to tint the white with the red-orange to make it progressively lighter. The last value should be almost white with just a slight tint of red-orange. Next, you're going to make your blue-green value scale or whatever other color your complementary color is. So remember, the complementary color is the color that is across the color wheel from whatever color you have chosen. I put down my initial hue, and then I'm adding my complementary color to the hue to darken it. In my case, I'm adding red-orange, just a tiny bit, to my blue-green to make it slightly darker. Now I put down some test swipes and noticed that it wasn't quite dark enough, so I needed to add more of my red-orange to make it look one value darker. Keep experimenting until you get a dark value, as dark as you can possibly get before it turning to gray. Next, we're going to be adding white to our original hue to lighten the value. Now I added a little bit too much white to start, so I'm going to jump over one value and make my lightest values and then go back and darken it. So now to darken my value, I'm going to add a little bit more of the original blue-green to my white to make this in-between value. Now that you have your value scales painted, you've chosen your colors, you can start painting your impossible shape. Have fun!